You are listening to the William Gomes Podcast. I am William Gomes and I am grateful to have you here. Today, I want to explore a concept that has reshaped how we understand autism, communication, and social connection. It is called the double empathy problem. For many years, autistic people were described as struggling to understand others. The assumption was that autistic individuals lack insight into the thoughts and emotions of non autistic people. But this view missed something vital. It looked only in one direction. It assumed that misunderstanding was the autistic person's responsibility, and it ignored the fact that non autistic people also misunderstand autistic communication. The double empathy problem corrects this imbalance. This idea tells us something simple yet profound. Communication problems between autistic and non autistic people are mutual. Both sides struggle to read the other's intentions, emotions, and social behavior. Both sides interpret the world through different frameworks, and both sides can misread signals that feel clear within their own communities. Autism is not a one sided social difficulty, it is a mismatch between two different social styles. Imagine two people speaking different dialects of the same language. Neither dialect is wrong, neither is superior. But when the two speakers meet, misunderstandings happen naturally. They may use similar words but mean different things. They may have different expectations for politeness, timing, or expression. They may interpret pauses, tone, or gestures differently. The communication challenge belongs to the interaction, not the individual. For autistic and non autistic people, this mismatch plays out every day. Autistic communication tends to be clear, honest, and direct. Non autistic communication often relies on subtle hints, implied meanings, and unwritten social rules. When these styles meet, confusion is likely. An autistic person may take someone's words literally, thinking they mean exactly what they say. A non autistic person may misread an autistic person's directness as abruptness or rudeness. Both are interpreting through their own lens. The double empathy problem also shows us that autistic people often understand one another better than non autistic people understand them. Autistic to autistic communication can feel natural, predictable, and calming. Many autistic adults describe a sense of relief when speaking with other autistic individuals. They do not have to mask, they do not have to guess, they do not have to work so hard to be understood. This is strong evidence that autistic communication is not broken, it is simply different. Another aspect of the double empathy problem involves emotional expression. Autistic people may express empathy through problem solving, practical help, or quiet presence, whereas non autistic people may expect facial expressions, tone, or emotional mirroring. When expectations do not match, both sides may feel unseen. The autistic person may feel misunderstood or undervalued, while the non autistic person may assume the autistic person does not care. In reality, both are simply speaking different emotional languages. The double empathy problem also helps us understand why autistic people often face social exhaustion when their communication style is consistently misinterpreted. They may feel they must constantly monitor themselves, mask their natural behaviors, or rehearse social scripts. This effort is draining. And when others do not adjust back, the autistic person bears the entire burden of adaptation. Recognizing mutual responsibility makes support more fair and more compassionate. This shift in thinking also changes how we approach relationships. Instead of trying to make autistic people fit in, we can help both autistic and non autistic individuals understand one another better. We can encourage explicit communication. We can remove hidden expectations. We can offer clarity instead of ambiguity, and we can recognize that the responsibility for connection belongs to everyone involved, not just the autistic person. The double empathy problem reminds us that communication is a two-way street. When autistic people struggle to interpret non-autistic behavior, and when non-autistic people struggle to interpret autistic behavior, neither side is failing. They are meeting across different worlds, and bridging those worlds requires patience, acceptance, and a willingness to listen beyond assumptions. If we can embrace this idea, we create relationships built on equality, not correction. We create classrooms where autistic children are not pressured to mask, but supported to communicate in their own way. We create workplaces where differences in social communication are understood as diversity, not deficiency. And we create families where autistic children and adults feel safe to be themselves, knowing they will be met with curiosity rather than frustration. In the next episode, we will explore how development shapes these communication differences over time and how early cognitive patterns influence later social skills. But for now, I hope this conversation encourages you to see autism not as a social deficit, but as a difference in communication that deserves respect from both sides of the interaction. Thank you for listening. This is the William Gomes Podcast. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and I will speak with you again soon.